In January this year, our local district council, SKDC, finally signed off its local plan for 2011 to 2036. This plan requires that 2,395 new homes should be built in Stamford between April this year and 2036. 1,950 of these are earmarked to be built on green land to the north of Stamford, and a further 162 homes on mostly derelict land to the east of Stamford. Development on this scale will mean a major increase in Stamford's population, which stood at 20,649 in 2019. 2,395 new homes would mean a population increase of 5,270 people, a 25% increase in 16 years. Remember, this has already been approved with, it should be said, barely a murmur of dissent from our Stamford councillors on SKDC. At the time it adopted the current plan, back in January, SKDC committed itself to reviewing it quickly. This review will produce a revised plan to cover the period up to 2041. The first stage of this review has now been launched, and in the consultation document which SKDC has published, it has been suggested that Stamford's allocation should be increased from 2,395 by 2036 to between 2,477 and 3,050 new homes by 2041. So how should we react to this? Can the town sustain any further growth after already growing so quickly up to 2036? The answer must be no, and the reason is this. To allow any development beyond the 2036 target would mean developing the last remaining green pieces of land within Stamford's borders. As this map shows, by 2036, Stamford will be built up right up to its borders to the north, to the east, and to the south. There will then be only 3 green spaces remaining. A green field close to Great Casterton, a field beyond the proposed St Martin's Park development on Barnack Road, and the fields between Tinwell Road and the Millstream. Unfortunately, these are not protected from development in the latest version of Stamford's neighbourhood plan, which in any case has still yet to be adopted. Of course, the argument will be made that SKDC has a government target to achieve, and all parts of the district should contribute towards it. However, you can't contribute once you've built all the way up to your borders, and you shouldn't be forced to build all the way up to your borders if that means taking away the town's last remaining green spaces. And SKDC has an easy opportunity to avoid overdevelopment in Stamford. Its own consultation document says it must provide an increase of up to 4,400 homes across the district between 2036 and 2041. SKDC has already earmarked 2 massive sites on the southeast outskirts of Grantham: Spittlegate Heath Garden Village, where 3,700 homes are planned, but only 2,150 of them are expected to be built by 2036, and Prince William of Gloucester Barracks, where up to 4,000 homes are planned, but only 1,775 are anticipated to be built by 2036. This means that simply by completing these 2 big projects by 2041, SKDC can provide 3,775 of the required 4,400 additional homes. And these 2 large sites are ideal, as they benefit from the £102 million Grantham Southern Relief Road, which is already under construction, whereas, by comparison, Stamford has not had a single penny yet spent in strategic road improvements to support its current and planned expansion. So, planning to complete these 2 Grantham developments would leave only 625 more homes to be found elsewhere in the district. And this figure is less than the current minimum increase being suggested for Bourne, the Deepings and the larger villages combined, which actually adds up to 718 homes. So it's not difficult for SKDC to meet its 2041 housing target and still freeze Stamford's target at the 2036 level. But even if this happens and Stamford's housing allocation is not increased, its remaining green land still needs to be protected as permanently as it can be, and not just up to 2041. Even if this land is not allocated for development, it's not protected either, and landowners can still apply to build on land which is not allocated for development in the local plan. This remaining green land therefore requires protection, and this could become more difficult under the government's new plan to simplify the planning system and make it easier for housing developments to proceed. It's not clear what role, if any, neighbourhood plans will have under the new system, and the government has indicated that it wishes to see the new system in place before the end of 2025. Given all this uncertainty, I believe that SKDC's revised local plan should not only freeze Stamford's house building target at the current 2036 level, but should also specifically protect green sites where only such a small area of undeveloped green land remains within the town's borders.